This is what a seal leak looks like on a Hayward Super Pump II. The water starts to come out of the seams of the faceplate and is dripping down. If you don't remove the bolts with the socket, you can lift up the bottom of the motor to take the pressure off the bolts. You can use a speed gun to remove the bolts quickly. It makes it a lot nicer. We put a little rock underneath of the motor to help hold it up some. Now you just grab hold of the motor, remove your rock, and grab hold of the motor and just slide it out. And watch the water come. Alright, the way that it came off. And now we have to remove the impeller, and you need to do that by hold it so that you can remove this impeller.
Loosen them first and then take them all the way out. Should be good.
Alright, you can, yeah, she'll slide off, or you might have to lift her up.
Oh, we're good.
Okay, that's the back of the motor there. We've already turned off, so you need to put a wrench right up inside here or here. It will fit nice and easily so that you can get to the shaft. So you'll have to turn the motor on its side to access that.
Hey, now wait a minute.
So once you put the wrench in, you're going to move the impeller back and forth until the wrench slides in.
There we go, got it.
Alright, so now that she's locked in place, we can remove the impeller by unscrewing it. So if the impeller is too tight and won't come off by hand, then you can put a rag on it and use a pipe wrench to undo it. Once you get it loose, you can remove the wrench and hold on to the wrench in the back and just unscrew the impeller. And then you can pull off that front faceplate there, and that's what houses the seal. Just hold the whole thing and pull it off. Alright, show me the front plate of that. The front, flip it over. There's our seal, that's what we're replacing. Clean off the inside of any calcium and buildup and get it nice and clean before we reinstall this new seal. Alright, so pull out your seal. Sometimes the rubber part doesn't come out, so you'll have to kind of pull it out as well. You see it came out in two pieces. Clean the spot where your seal is going to sit real good. You can use soap and water if it's really dirty. And then we're just going to grab the new seal and we're going to put a tiny bit of magic lube on it. But you don't want to touch the ceramic part. You want to only hold it by the rubber. So just a tiny tab of magic lube and run it along the edges there. Make sure you get it all covered, and also the bottom part is rubber as well, so you'll make sure that that's lubed up real good. And then you're just going to set it down right in the center. Just set it there, and you can use a clean towel to push it down into place. Make sure it seats. Now that new seal is replaced, we can so you need to remove this piece off of the impeller as well. So usually that part stays on. There's another metal piece that we have to get off. So we'll just take a wrench, grab hold of those. There's a couple of ridges here. You can just grab a hold of those, turn it, and lift it off. That time the rubber seal came out fine. Usually they get stuck on there. You can hit stop. And you'll see one side is plastic and one side is metal. The metal side needs to go down. Sometimes you'll have to twist and push down and twist at the same time to get it seat flush. So this is a Hayward Super Pump II, and you can see the difference in how it matches up with the faceplate. So you can just put that back on now. Make sure it goes in nice and flush and it's seated. And then you just pick up the impeller. You still got your wrench holding the spindle, so we'll just put the impeller right back on, spin her in place, hand tight. And we're going to replace the diffuser gasket as well. I always like to replace. Alright, and then you just put her on top of the diffuser, and the diffuser is labeled, it says top on it on one part, so you just make sure that that's towards the top of the motor, and then turn your motor and pump back over so that we're on the top. Now the sticker will show you where the top of the motor is, and now we've got the pump right side up again, and we can add the diffuser. Now we just need to close up the back and reinstall the pump and put the screws back, and we're good to go. So we need to remove the housing gasket. There's a little gasket right here. We're going to pull this out. On the Hayward Super Pump, it's a 3000T. And we're going to grab the new one and put some lube on it and reinstall it.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
And our lovely magic lube back in action again. We're going to lube the gasket real well before we install it, and then once we install it, we'll make sure we've got some lube on the end of. Right. Back in there, and then just put the bolts in. She's not going to go flush right away. Now we're not using an impact wrench, we're just using a regular screwdriver drill to get them flush, and then we'll put a regular wrench on them to just make them snug. You don't need to crank down too hard on these, or you will snap the bolts. Open up the valves and turn the system on and make sure that we don't have any leaks. Set our timer so that it'll run on its normal time, and then we just want to make sure that she's snug in there. She's good to go.
Power up.
Yep, she's in between our dog ears for on and off. Kick her on, and we'll go around to the pump and make sure that she's primed and we don't have any leaks.